Today we bring you Champions of Olympia. Are you tired of losing? Well, today in this video, we're going to help you becoming from noob to becoming into a pro player for Champions of Olympia. What is up, rockers? I'm Shinchi42. Welcome back here to another Rise of Kingdoms content. Now, if you want to see more Rise of Kingdoms content from us, consider subscribing. If you have not created your YouTube account, you create it now. Subscribe and turn your notification on. If you want to succeed into this game, press that like button if you want to help out the analytics. And if you enjoy this video to help you to becoming a pro, stop losing. Our number one pro tip right now is that if you've captured an Olympia flag, on the replenish points, you can see that my Guan Yu just revived, right? But one thing that you probably didn't notice, it only took 30 seconds for my Guan Yu to be revived from being eliminated. So if you hold that replenish point, and once the 30 seconds countdown is almost done, so you can see 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 30, and then he is back with us in the same area where my other commanders are in the replenish points. As you can see, that was really amazing. What's great about this is that it's going to save you so much marching time. I mean, imagine 30 seconds knocked out. That's huge. Keep in mind, if your commander dies within the 30 seconds, if you capture the Olympia flag, go into the replenish points and try to revive your commander right away. Now, one thing that I noticed in here in this information in the Champions of Olympia, it says here, when the countdown ends, which you have seen, it did not even end. At 30 seconds, we were able to revive our fallen troops. So keep that in mind, that if you want to do a quick spawn, definitely that's going to help you out big time. Now, let's go and talk about the morale. And let's get a little bit more information in here and give you some tips as well. So you're probably tired of losing because you keep on dying and you didn't realize what morale really do. So there's a little bit of information here, but we're going to add a little bit more information. So it says here, while on the Champions of Olympia battlefield, your troops will have a morale counter. When the troops are surrounded, their unit types are countered. Or nearby ally falls, they will lose morale. So the best thing that you need to do is stick with everybody, because if your morale falls, you get weak. Conversely, they will gain more morale when enemy is defeated. So once you're crushing your enemy, your morale is up. Now, there are some skills that you can help your morale, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit in here. But if you want to watch the full guide on the bravery skills, I'll have a card up here. You can definitely watch that video and get more information that way. When their morale is reduced to 0, their fighting power will be dramatically decreased. So it's just going to be like all your stats are going to go down. They don't really explain what stats goes down, but it is. So you don't want to, have your morale down. So when you notice that your morale is down, you might want to back out, wait for your team so that you don't get crushed. When the morale is not being attacked, your troops will slowly regain morale. Keep that in mind. Morale is a big thing. So group up, if you want to win. If you want to keep that morale up, group up with your team. Don't go alone. Don't go solo, and then you get swarmed by 3-4 marches by yourself. Your morale is definitely going to go down. So one thing to look out in here for the skill, which is going to be the Bloodlust, which is going to allow you to recover morale, and then also your Lead the Charge, which is also going to give you some more morale. Now, one thing I want to give you guys information in here, morale is not providing any buff. It is basically just a fighting power. So to simplify this, there are many factors that will affect morale, like surroundings, nearby ally falls, and you'd better avoid this situation. In other words, the enemy will be easier to defeat when they are in these situations. When that morale goes down, the enemy is going to be easier to defeat. So keep in mind, keep watching those morale. If you see somebody that has such a low morale, you target that right away. Another thing is map pinging. So when you click on that map icon on the top right corner, you're going to be able to ping. So you can click and hold, and then you can select to which one you want. You can click retreat. Let's say you're retreating in that area. You can click hold in that area, click reinforce into that area. So that's a really great HUD tool that they have implemented in here to communicate if your team are not in Discord. So if you're just playing with random players, you can definitely communicate this way. I think it would be nice if they also like publish it on the chat, because I don't think they do. So Olympia flags, there's a little bit more information in here. So you need to understand how this thing works, right? So you need to capture the flag. You need to capture that territory. The more allied troops there are standing near the flag, the faster it will be captured. So bringing more troops in there with more than one player, of course, it will capture it so much faster. So as you notice, when you first come out in this area, what I typically suggest is that when you march out, you grace that first flag. Everybody should be walking past it, because you're going to gain points right away faster, and you're moving that bar. So when you move that bar, it takes a while for them to recapture that, and maybe you can intercept them. So when you first get out, march towards the first flag and grace that area. There's also some terrain issues in here. So as you can see, there is the forest area. Now this is quite unique, because your troops will move slower through the forest, but have an easier time hiding, because there's going to be more fog. Other troops must get closer than normal to discover troops hiding in the forest. So if you will have a runner, this is why I was able to, when I was playing on stream, I was able to hide by Taunt and Mina, because I was just walking through the fogs in there, and they didn't really see me, and then I was able to capture it because they left the area. So the forest is a great utilization of basically being sneaky, right? Being sneaky is the way to go in some cases. So if you want to be sneaky, you go to the forest and you sneak over there. So basically, I guess the tip here is that try not to leave the forest. Now, knowing the situation, you must pay attention when you are in the forest area. And I would say the forest area is probably not the best if you are going to put up a arrow tower, because your vision is limited. So this is not the place for you to put the arrow tower. So the swamps, this is going to decrease your movement speed. You're going to start seeing that once you're marching. You're probably wondering, oh, why my marching speed is decreasing? It's because you're walking through the swamp. So there's 4 swamp areas, 2 in the center, in the opposite direction, and then there's also 1 in the bottom in here. So when you pass the swamp, your movement speed is going to decrease, and then your defense is going to decrease as well. So where should you place your tower then? So if you're thinking about archer tower, this is a great positioning for the archer tower or the arrow tower, because when they are moving slow, you can hit them hard with their defense low as well. So it's a great positioning. So typically I like to position my arrows in here. So if they're coming in here, I guess I could hit them. They have to walk around here. But if they're coming in here, you can still hit them from there, because they'll have some movement slow. And it's really nice area over here. I haven't really tried it in this area, but but putting somewhere here in the middle as well is not a bad idea. Or putting somewhere in the corner right here for the arrow tower is not a bad idea as well, because as they're coming in, either if they come in here, coming in this area, you would definitely hit them with the defense decrease. But it's just really situational. Depends on how the battle is going, where you're going to position your arrow tower. But the arrow tower can definitely benefit onto the swamp area. Now the road, as you can see, this is like a no sign, right? There's like stop sign or whatever it is. You can see this in here. When you are walking through here, so when you first get out, sometimes you'll start seeing like you have like little sparkling into your troops. You're marching faster. The reason why is because you are in the road. So when you're in the road, there's really no restriction on your marching speed, which actually is going to march faster. And this is a great opportunity for you to use your fast march skill that you can do. So if you go into the skill in here, if you use your swift march, perfect. You can move so much faster while being on the road. Now, you can also taunt your enemy. Giving you guys a little bit of information, and you're taunting your enemy. So if they're trying to get away from you, so you can also taunt your enemy. So if they're trying to get away from you, you can use this skill called, where is it? Lead the charge right here for 5 seconds. They cannot move. And you're also going to recover morale that way. and you're going to take 50% reduced damage as well. In my previous video where I talk about more of the skills, I've dove down a little bit more deeper in there. I would highly recommend that you guys check it out because it's very valuable information. Another thing that I want to give you guys some pro tip in here is that if you're forming as an arrow tower, right? If you form into the arrow tower, your second skill in here, actually, ooh, they set it up incorrectly in here, huh? Okay. Well, let's go here instead. So if you form into the arrow tower all out, you cannot use the relentless strike. And I mentioned this in my previous video as well. I want to reiterate it here. You cannot use relentless strike. What you need to do is you need to use the vengeful strike. These two skill will not take effect if you are in the arrow tower. The only thing that is going to take effect is the vengeful strike, right? Because you're not really making any normal attack per turn. This one is not really, you're not doing any skill damage. But here you will see that when you lose 5% of HP, when you're getting attacked, you're still going to deal the skill damage because you're going to see those red marks and on a nearby enemy, and you're also going to take 15% reduced damage for 3 seconds. So it's helpful. Let's say you're trying to unform within that, when you're trying to get attacked, you're trying to unform of the tower, or you just want to maintain the tower. This is going to benefit you both ways. Besides that, I really like this event. I wish I could do this every single day where like there's no restriction, because I definitely play this every single day. Like this, definitely there's going to be more improvement. There's going to be more skills in here. But the basic foundation that we talked about, how to be a pro, understanding these little fundamentals, these mechanics, will definitely make big changes on your gaming, and you'll definitely succeed here in Rise of Kingdoms, Champions of Olympia.